LG on the low ground may want to take that zip line.
Yeah, no one else has really wanted to go through checkpoint. As you say, LG probably going to be trying to gatekeep those teams as they sit above checkpoint. Fnatic do start coming in on the southern side now, as we see just in the distance.
Inside.
I got one there, bro.
As you hear the jets like popping on us, so you can get your gun back out.
No.
You can play on the pillar in this bunker, by the way. I don't know if you really see you. They have to like walk down.
I'm gonna move that barrel.
No, it's fine.
What about smoke here as well?
Let's go this way.
But you just worry about shooting if they're gonna land front side, so you just worry about shooting.
Forget that.
They could land back side, but I really highly doubt it.
No, it's way safer to land front.
I think I should sit on pillar because I have the best gun for absolutely fucking insta-killing someone. No, zone pop, either fuck us or gifted. I don't know if you can really call it gifted, but
Definitely not gifted. Considering we have no ring console, we get up God's Fire right now. Or, yeah, close to it.
well, Rocks is God spot, but this is also kind of God spot.
And Northpat doesn't have console, Beast doesn't have it. But yeah, we could probably add it. At Rocks.
Well, I don't even know who Rocks is.
Yeah, they came from down beast, right?
Might be a wall.
That was down beast team.
Did they? They're already here?
Yeah. We know when
Oh, yeah, probably
they
couldn't
shot the car and then they ran over with a shot.
Not Beast Team.
What? Thanks?
I don't think Beast Team ever left, did they?
Well, they were the team that drove to our thing.
Yeah, they're trying to get Kaliba, but then they ran to Rocks.
They don't have a one dot.
I have two of them here.
Could be a classic gun. I mean, all close range. Lifeline gun, huh? So, looking at it.
Pull it to the right.
Yeah.
Rocks gonna come in this zone, right? See? Yeah.
Nah, that's safe.
Yeah,
Let's go
Oh, that's
this
safe.
way.
oh yeah? Okay.
Oh, they are.
Angle spotted.
Yeah, that big rock is the rock they play on.
Gazebo's safe too.
Like, barely safe. That is so fucking tragic.
Gonna be a lot of teams. Maybe looking for Gazebo. It's bad
we can
quality
get to that.
though.
Let's explore over there.
Yeah, we get it there, it's good.
Well, if we stay,
Put a trap over there.
Right above our head.
I'm gonna run back down.
Can we?
Right there too. But Legends Gaming
Killing.
Nope.
Alright, I did bunker. I did bunker.
Okay, that's good.
That's good, they're gonna fight.
Comes,
and we-
comes. Yeah. Big come.
Okay, okay.
Jack.
Coming. Smoke out back.
You want me to come too?
Not yet, not yet. Nice work out. Wait, let him fight a bit. Wait.
Want me to
You
come, you want
fight.
me to
Yes. Let him fight though.
Okay, I'm coming.
We can die on the left here.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going further back.
Wait. I don't think we go yet.
Let's let him get him out.
Yeah, we need to kill both
I
teams.
just feel like there's a shot on the left.
Yeah.
I'm watching it. Can you switch right? What's right?
He's out of bottle now. They're on
just
zone.
chilling.
They're on
They're
zone.
just-
Wait. You
I
ready?
mean,
We can sit
Go
here.
in the corner. Go in the corner. Yeah.
Yeah, sit here. We gotta kill the gazebo team because they're
Can I
gonna be
bang
winning.
out two of this? When
No.
they push up?
Useless. Stay close to Sykes, be closer.
Let's explore.
Yeah, pick it.
Oh,
Pick it.
rock.
Go,
Yeah,
go,
that's what I
go.
mean.
Hostile.
They're coming down. They're coming down.
Oh, come on, get fight it, but you gotta fight it, Sykes!
Okay,
Cross
can I
got
bang?
there!
Can I bang out?
Yeah, sure.
Bang out, team.
My ult.
They're nading.
Back out, 40 feet.
I'm gonna nade.
Marking it.
Naded. My ult.
I know where they are. They're out of here.
I don't think we'll go left.
Okay? First scan.
My peek me, my ult.
Keep me. Through Sykes, peek through gas.
Yeah.
Telling once. I scan
On the
more.
left.
Yeah, bang on. No.
Yeah, use that.
Scan them. Gonna peek, I think.
Kinda hard to peek.
Searching one. We don't have any nades.
No, use them.
Just use them.
Man, they kinda have to fight them. Get them back barrels.
They might just jump over behind us.
Let it peek probably. Let's scan.
Oh, you wanna play past scan, I think.
I think we
Break barrel, smoke and then we scan.
Yeah.
Contact one!
Yeah.
170!
Grenading.
No,
40 on.
Pick again.
Dead. House up. Make hitting.
We're gonna scan.
Make hitting.
I'm looting.
I don't have bangle. I have nothing. No.
No.
In front of here.
Alright, leaving. Let's go. Come with me.
Yeah, I'm coming. Hold on 1 second. Yeah.
I did. Nice. All right, you ready? Smoke at them. I'm gonna pop pound. Okay. Popping on. Smoking right side rock. Popping on. I'm gonna scan for you guys. Ready? Okay. Scanning. Walk camp with you. I'm going right. I'm going back right. They're trying to run. Yeah. I'm going right.
I'm getting above you. I'm behind you.
I'm chilling for you guys. Waiting for you guys.
Yeah, we have to
We're
leave.
staying right here on the rock. Can we walk up on them? Because I'm in hound. Come here. They're running. They ran.
It's fine. Back.
Chill. Yeah. Nice.
We walk
Can we get my ult?
I have gold knock.
Listen.
Shoulder.
I was up.
Let's check out higher now.
Above.
Fight together.
I'm above.
Fuck, man.
Mom, swing, small jump.
Yeah, 2 seconds. 1 second. I'm done. Still above.
How do you do it?
The bottom of I'm dead. I'm dead.
You can't be playing in the inside.
I wasn't on the inside. Yeah, you're like up on that wall. In the ravine! Looking. Be quiet!
Scanning.
I am, you're good.
No,
Three kills tonight!
We need a chill. Should I bangle to them?
I'm eating this.
Eat this. I bangle to them.
Wait, they're looking.
Oh, bro.
Play my knock.
Give me knock. This is my bangle. It's plugged. I'm scanning right. I think this is the duo, sweet. Peeking. Bro. Let me knock, sweet. It's not bugged, I don't think. It's bugged. This game is terrible, bro. I don't know what to do there.
Player, did you not get scanned?
What? No,
How did they know that?
No, I promise you they didn't scan me.
They just smoke me.
They're looting the box.
Looting, yeah.
I'm meeting that.
50 on one. 30 on another.
30 on one.
They're all across. All three.
I can't see anything.
They're behind the fucking box.
We just gotta let them get pinched. We gotta let them get pinched
Yeah.
by other teams. Wait for the smoke to go away.
Yeah.
Keep throwing traps up.
I'm scanning.
Shoot them. 60 on blood. Netting that.
Nated.
On height.
You're just taking
30
it.
on the
Can
play.
you cost go? Can you
At the
cost
bat,
go?
yeah, I'm busting. At the bat, I can't, at the bat.
I'm back too. There's like a mirror, dude. East.
I'm gonna ult that.
I'm scanning first. Hold on.
I ulted it.
Are you hitting
I
them?
hitting two. I'm not hitting him now, they're dodging it somewhere.
Shoot the fucking. Shoot that, bro. They're getting in. They're dying. They're dying right now.
Hey, I killed him.
What about? We gotta go across. He's still behind. Can we go across?
Gonna have to.
I got a bat. I'm pushing you across. Come on.
Looking forward. Slow
Slow.
space with Digi.
On me. Trying to get in.
Across,
Okay.
bitch. One more.
Grab a swap if you have to.
In the knock.
I'm killing.
Yeah,
Look above us. I smoked above us. I'm popping a
Yeah.
med kit. Top three.
Yeah,
Med kit. One med kit. Be careful, height. They
On
can
the
see us
rock, on the rock,
Yeah,
on the rock.
crack on me. Safe on me.
I have to drop the RE.
Break that trap.
Yeah, where is it?
On height. Bring it height. I'm scanning.
Dropping my RE.
What a bad spot. There's team to our southeast might int us. Be ready. They might int us.
Yep.
They're looking in. Just win this fight on them.
Yeah.
Put traps on height and everything. Yeah, pixels. I'm gonna loot. No. I'm looting. Just look for me.
Yeah, look for nades. I have no nades.
I have no nades either. Trying to loot. There's no
Because
pixels.
of those, please.
Safe on me. Full safe on me. I smoked the rock. I smoked the rock.
Batting.
They're looking at me. They're looking to push. Above us. I don't have bango for this. Be ready. I just wasted one on all. I fought him back at. No smoke for 10.
Yeah. Can we take one side of these? Take one rock? Or-
You have bango or not? No smoke. No smoke for 10 and I bango on 85. Be careful. They might be down. Play on me.
This guy's getting shot at. Yeah.
Keep getting traps up. You said,
Yeah, I'm
what do you have
going
bango?
broke
88%! Okay. Hi, be ready for the Mentas.
Shooting all the barrels out.
We have the bango on the southeast. I think we have the bango on the southeast and kill them. Break the traps.
Okay. I'm staring east right now.
I almost have it. I have it out. Okay, not yet. Yeah, I know. I'm waiting. You have to get a good cost to go. Bingo now. I think you bingo now. Doing it.
You smoked the guy on the right when we walk up?
I'm gonna smoke our feet. We just gotta wait. You bingo to our feet, man, like a dumbass.
I'm gonna get stunned by this.
We gotta go.
Walking forward. Dang dead. 1v1 maybe?
Saw you.
What a knock, right here on the right. Let on.
Can't see him, man. Why are you bingo to your feet, man? Do it at them!
Yeah, that
Are you
thing
fucking
always.
stupid?
Come on, man. We gotta do better than that.
Yeah.
They only had to worry about the trenches in front of them, and as you saw, all those other teams were just, it's a war of attrition down there, and they were up on the rock, lording above the rest of this lobby.
Really comes into clutch here too, while Reject Winity going into this finals game have had a total of 4 wins. Make this the 5th one. Keeping that consistency, that would put them right below DZ with their 6 total wins going into this final day.
And you got to remember, you know, these guys didn't come through the elimination bracket, right? They were wins in all of the hardest groups, in the hardest bracket stage, in the winners bracket. None of those were given to them on a platter.
Guess it also helps when you land over by checkpoint and you made that quick rotate and you called it in advance here too, but it was about putting themselves in that position, not as early as we saw other teams like LG, who rotated north side of checkpoint within the end of that final circle. I mean, we know this because LG rotates really quickly, but teams like Reject Winity put themselves on the northern side, the north path side, to then make that rotate in, so that way they could not be involved in a lot of the fighting that really wouldn't allow you to get into cover in that final circle.
Yeah, and I think, you know, trying to highlight where they came from as well is important when you look at the fact that Reject, of course, started in checkpoint. Quick rotate for them nets them 21 points in game 2. Omit, very much nearby. They come from Cascades and get 16 points. TSM, honestly, the 12 points for them is actually, I would argue, more impressive considering they had to make it all the way over from Lightning Rod. I mean, you know, this POI that they've struggled to keep under their control for a very long time now, but finally here in the finals at LAN, at the Split 1 playoffs, they have it to themselves and they can play their own game. See you later, Red Rams.
Feeling a lot more comfortable here for TSM to breathe. Looking over on the other side, Fnatic, your team coming in with some extra points. Now finishing with 5 KP in that 15th place spot. A little difficult here in that second game, but remember, Genome, this is match point finals. After 2 games, we'll be transitioning into that next map. So, you know, finding that Storm Point stride and then moving over to World's Edge for that quick adjustment.
I mean, 07 can be happy that they won that contest, but it's a blessing and a curse, right? They don't necessarily get to play a very quick rotate style game, which honestly, when they've had the opportunity to do that, they've looked great. And they have been, you know, one of the most impressive teams in terms of, just their macro and how quickly they can get from A to B.
I actually want to look at a team comparison. Talking about TSM here, I want to look at the Reject v TSM, with TSM best placement here being 3rd place. Reject coming in with those 12 placement points after taking that dub. It's huge here when Reject is also going into this final day with those 9 extra points before getting that dub.
Yeah, exactly. The Reject and Fnatic were both looking so good yesterday, and it's fantastic to see them continue some of that form here. TSM have made a half of themselves, right? Coming from losers in the elimination brackets. They start with 0 points, and they're going to have to claw their way up, but we know they can do it. They've done it before. I don't think they've ever done it without, with 0 advanced standing points though, right? They really are starting from 0 this time.
I mean, it's the fact that we haven't seen a team win match point finals coming in from that elimination side. So it's so hard. That's why having these advanced points are so strong. As you can see right here, the series results, Reject Winity now lead the pack with 33 points, with Dark Zero right behind them, 22 points. But once again, Genome, looking at both these sides with TSM being in that 11th place spot, we are going to make that transition shortly from one map to the other.
That's a big deal for some of these teams. Omit, I mean, you know, they're sitting there at 18. They will most likely be running into a contest with Kinotrope down at Tree on World's Edge. So, yeah, they're probably happy about the fact that they managed to accrue some points here on Storm Point. As they move across to the map that they will probably struggle a lot more on.
You know what I love, Genome, too? Aside from the crowd, we got some amazing, familiar faces out here in LA. It's been a good time. Shout out to Disguised Toast, Lily Pichu. What's good, guys? Welcome to the ALGS. 2 games down. Who knows how many to go in this match point finals? When we come back from this break, we got some World's Edge action for game number 3.
I mean, they found the premise, but right now they knew that they weren't going to win in their positioning because they were pinched. TSM get eliminated and Reject Winity clean up shop.
break is over. As we look over LA, the city of angels, where we get to crown a winner for this Split 1 playoffs. Take a look at these lovely fans sitting here in the Galen Center. And it's been a fantastic time here, Genome. After already 2 games down on Storm Point, can't wait to see the action that waits for us here on World's Edge.
Yeah, I mean, I was getting hyped every morning as we walked into the venue and just looking at the crowd that was lining up, waiting to get in. The crowd that just couldn't wait for some high-level Apex. It's something you just don't get anywhere else, right? I mean, look, Pro League's great and all, but we know it's LAN where these guys come out to play and you see the best Apex you just don't see anywhere else.
Literally the best of the best from all around the world. That's what LAN does. It brings the community together to hail one of these champions. As we move on once again to match number 3, for those of you guys just tuning in, this is match point finals. The first team to hit 50 points will be at match point. But to be crowned the victor, they have to take the win right after that. And we've seen a lot of these teams in this lobby, specifically Genome, that find more of that success story on World's Edge versus Storm Point.
Yep, some of these teams are definitely going to be looking towards one map or the other. I mean, you know, sometimes it just comes back down to where the circle pulls. Sometimes it comes down to whether a team decides to contest you or not. And that is something we're going to be seeing on both maps here today. Not a huge amount. 07, as you can see, they get Fragment to themselves now that we've switched over. Elevate, they've, remember some struggles they had at certain points where teams got tired of being contested and said, hey, we're actually gonna ruffle you up off the drop ship and come into Epicenter and take that away, so they're just left with Survey Cam. Certainly something that these teams don't want. Aurora now playing from Skyhook East. They've had to give that up to Dark Zero, who play Trials, and Skyhook West, probably the best POI on this map right now.
And denying Aurora to get that gold knockdown too. Of course, with the Lifeline midseason changes though, we know that they will be able to get that gold knock guaranteed off that care pack. But that's if you get that perk already downloaded, which we know that Skyhook most likely having that Evil Harvester, but a nice little flyby here with the Skies, of course, landing Thermal.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, you bring that up because, you know, they've often been getting 2 of the gold knocks, as we see some of the other teams picking Lifeline here, which Fnatic was the other one, and 2R1C switching over to that as well. But yeah, having the double, you know, knocks is really good for multiple reasons, and one of them is just that it doesn't matter which way the team fight goes, anyone can get aggressive, and we know all of Aurora likes to get aggressive, and it just gives them options on those quick resets. And the thing is, Hardeki playing on that lifeline, usually you would say you need to be anchoring a bit more, you need to be holding back, but I mean, if you look at the data, Hardeki has been the one taking a lot of the brunt and not being able to bring people back up with that dock immediately. Look, it hasn't stopped them getting this far, but it certainly is a part of their game. I think they could definitely, you know, tweak a little bit just to get a bit better. I think if you put Oirain on that lifeline instead and switch those roles around, crazy to say it, but Aurora could be even better.
Considering that Oirain always also chips in with that co-IGL as well. I mean, the last thing you want in your games is to see your lifeline be the first one to go down. See how that's adjusted here as Space Station now made their appearance over Climatizer and Kinotrope being there.
There we go. We alluded to it before. E8, they've lost Epicenter again. This time it goes over to Kinotrope Gaming. They intimated that they were going to land a tree and contest a mid, but instead they force Elevate away to try and take Survey Camp, and then as you can see, the northern tunnels as well. I'd love to know if Aurora perhaps were looking to loot northern tunnels, whether that's caused a bit of a knock-on effect over there in that north side of the map. Either way, Elevate have once again had their loot cut in half.
And Kinotrope, even though they are landing in Epi, they don't have to force out that 50-50 with a bit of lackluster loot that we know it as in Epi, but they are circle blessed for now on that north side, so they'll have a bit of an easier rotation.
Virtus Pro, another team, is going to have a relatively easy rotation here. They might even just opt to stay within Fragment, actually, with this zone looking like there's a chance it comes back to Fragment, but maybe it could go to Overlook as well. This one, Central World's Edge zones, actually quite hard to call. So where these teams decide to play is very much going to be up to how much they're trusting the calls of that IGL in this one.
I mean, let's recap similar circles that we have seen throughout the weekend. In a similar circle like this, we've seen it pull over to the bins on that eastern side of Fragment, even on that bit of a lip that we saw Fnatic pop off on earlier on 207, making actually a very similar rotation that I was just referring to. Are already going to be able to get onto the high ground, but you see the pings, you see another team in the distance also taking the balloon.
It's a tough spot to rotate through, though. We keep pointing out how flat, barren, open.
With the blue energy on the vault.
Actually, don't know.
I'll go around for it.
Get him. Good as well.
Yeah.
I'm just looting diner and I'm grabbing the juicer and I'm going countdown beacon.
Just kind of carry. I always carry not a lot of ammo, by the way. We shouldn't
Be
have
in
run
diner.
out, I always carry stock ammo, grenades, and all the cells. I'm 20, 21 cells. I have a spare one dot.
Oh, I want to tip someone.
I need this side.
No, I need one to do.
No, I'm okay.
Yeah, I guess. Not great, but one dot there if you need. You gonna get console now?
Yeah, run forward.
Ult to smoke. I don't have gold heal, but that's not grab, but does it?
No help.
Okay.
Yeah. That?
There's a vault key inside of countdown as well. How long before you hit it?
Like right now.
Oh, yeah.
Is there crafting there?
They just hit one
actually
last side as well. I'm waiting on you.
Coming.
They're still in fucking east. Oh my god.
Yeah, I should probably smoke you too. I was gonna say they might still be there.
It's top zone. Another one.
Yeah.
There's a vault key in the spot.
Wait, they're gonna fly on that spot, bro.
Where?
Like,
the
where
one
you just
to here.
pinged.
Yeah.
They also down to 2. Zap, the last one alive, dropping down with the piece of the hunt. Trying to take some shots, but they're not alone here. With 07 wrapping it around, Elevate get eliminated. Another kill on the board for 07, but this is the team that we saw wrapping up behind them. Fnatic, the nail in the coffin for this fight. And this is the same exact zone that they felt so comfortable in when we saw them play yesterday.
I didn't craft about. Have you bounced yet?
4.
Can I have one?
Fourth place with 20 points, a lot of them from
6
yesterday.
In front of me. They're down this one.
I mean, yeah, it's a hard place to play from. You can see the teams that got here early were not necessarily rewarded for that.
Landslide is open as well. I'm dropping it.
Your team fighting abilities will come into question every single time you play that zone. So Dark Sea.
Okay, hopefully they leave. We need to get the F. Please leave. Are they there?
I don't know.
I'm scanned for 5. I'm gonna drop 4 cells. I don't need these.
I don't see them peeking.
Scanning. We gotta get juice first. Giant tunnel. That's all. 7 roof sacks. 1 meter.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
What is res in monument?
Oh yeah, they're definitely just gonna go like all around a climate bridge.
I really wanted Epi console, but
I have selected an upgrade. I've leveled up. I should choose an upgrade to, as Volter says, partay.
Don't see anyone.
can maybe get monument console. There's a juice next to it as well. Right.
Just wait a bit.
I see no one up here right now.
Enemy spotted. Far.
Hit it.
I mean, yeah, there's just no one there at all. There's literally just no one there.
Let's explore over there. We should inspect that area.
Monument is probably too fucked. Oh, you guys don't have perps yet. You get
50,
it.
50 off. I'm 50 off.
A Evo harvester's
Okay.
here.
Yeah, well, I'm ahead of you. Don't get it myself.
Should we just fly for icicles?
No, I'm going to get the shooter first.
No, I mean, like, after.
Well, I want a console, but it looks fucking congested as fuck.
Yeah.
Can you see down? Can you fly?
Can we fly? I don't see anyone.
Where's the fucking team?
Where?
You on
I'm
site?
fine.
Where
No,
do you
no,
want me to
I'm
fly to?
No, don't. Just guide them. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going.
But I just
Don't
land
look
on
over you, I'm just gonna wait for you a bit.
it. Okay, I'm gonna wait on icicles.
Yeah, you land nice to watch it.
Yeah, wait for me.
I see no one right now.
Fucking Watson team, are they? Running around?
Yeah, there's just no one here.
Yeah, it's not a very good spot, that's why. But I don't know if we can get Epi console because
I see them
Aurora's fucking survey tracks.
Enemy spotted.
They're shooting me for a feeder, and they're looking really bad.
Get right up.
You
Turn
shoot
around,
down on the flanks?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, turn around.
That's in the site. There's fucking smoke
Just gonna go
everywhere.
like this. Look for me, bed down.
Yeah, coming through.
Yeah, she wrapped this way sometimes.
I don't see anyone. I have a 1 to 2.
Yeah, same. I'm 11-3 now.
It's RC underneath me.
They're in Epi. Aurora.
Maybe there.
They're underneath me now.
Like
Fully.
right
All
underneath?
three, yeah, they're running in
Are
the
you moving?
carts.
Okay.
Yes,
the
they're running in the
caverns.
carts.
There's
Stop
something
doing
to
them.
Come flex.
Did you shoot him? Like
Yeah,
that?
120, yes, they're in carts. They have one blue right now.
Probably triple blue.
No, they're double perp, one blue.
Can he?
They're in here.
Break the door. I have 4 nades.
Let me make sure we don't get wrapped here as well. We just got scanned on our back.
Yeah, someone scanned the UAV.
Set up either.
There's a cross free.
Across, I'm looking. Yeah, this rock spot's free. I don't know. Yeah,
Look at
please
that.
like it.
here.
We just
We should continue there.
Guys are walking there.
Yeah, we need to look.
It's a raid team, it's TSG.
TSG. But yeah. I told you, I always like to come here. Where are they going?
I'm about to try to peek over and see. They might be walking up towards me. They're going towards survey.
Spotted one.
Okay, you guys look at that.
Fucking
Okay, man.
19 sentinels.
Yeah, running. %100% Wraith, yeah?
Yes, Wraith.
I should be on
It's
fighters.
skinny season 2.
We have triple E back. We'll play up a console fast. Remember, you have gold res, John?
Yep.
I want you to keep it, I'm just letting you know.
They portal bottom Epi.
Aurora's in there.
Then they're fucked.
Yeah. Well. I kinda want a monk out here. Fighting around. Or nades.
They're right here,
We're
You
gonna
got the back turn, you got the back turn.
coming to you, coming to you.
Someone can do that. Where?
Right
Yeah,
here.
like,
He's fucking, he went underneath now. He got shot from here.
I'm going with zero.
They're all, DSG's 3
Pressure in the back.
Look at them. Holy.
That's not yeah, I didn't know that was angle. Chilling?
Yeah, cover, look at peeking up here.
Yeah, right.
I'm watching her back
You
here.
definitely killed me. I dropped a couple lasers when I needed them.
Grenade.
I have so many fucking nades. I'll see zone pop. Don't think there's any point leaving our spot until we zip over to take the next one. Definitely good in RC.
I actually like that, bro. I think they're pretty fucking free in there.
Did that what?
Well,
It sounded across the court.
No, but they triple in a cannon.
Yeah, but I can put it by the window and it'll tick through the windows, and they won't block it either.
Did I break the door? Do we just jump with them? I have a feeling we just jump with them, no?
You want to? I'm down.
I kinda do, yeah.
Uh,
Are you ready? I'm gonna nade this so they can't swing. You ready?
Oh no, I'm not there yet.
I'm scanning. Are they all there? Yeah, they're all there.
What side do you want to jump on?
we should do a smoke.
Do they switch scan?
Yeah,
Right side.
Right.
Oh, fuck.
We gotta kill that guy. Okay, right.
We can't get wrapped. We could've get wrapped right now. Fuck. We're just gonna evac instead.
Really, they're killing
Kill
it,
that, kill that, kill that.
Might be something
Come back to me. Standing up. We just evac. Rip off the spot.
Think where you want to go?
Like the spot above. The roxy shit.
Where was it? Like here?
Yeah, there.
Respawn beacon over there.
target spotted.
Yeah, right there, right there, right there. We good? We all good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got tag on.
smoking instantly, smoking once.
Okay.
Smoking, yeah.
Break that barrel, break that barrel.
Damon. Okay.
He ran.
Don't super far. We're here RC wrapping.
Yep.
You can play out on this rock now that Icicles is not out.
I have no barrels for 7.
It's in there. I only want to.
If blessed, I will find loot over there to benefit.
Zone is pretty far off. We can get kills this zone. Backside. Better not die though.
Fine.
What's on the inside?
I have 3x unlock and higher side havoc.
Can I steal it?
Yes.
Serious? How much heavy
It's
do
a
you
good quality too.
120.
Yeah, we're gonna get down here, RC, and then...
Teammates. They're jumping on RC, they're jumping on RC.
Okay, coming.
Stay tight.
I want a peek right here.
I'm gonna smoke out back.
Sorry, honey tall. Look, grab scan.
They stay me solo, they're down. Fuck
Fuck it, bang everywhere. Just here.
It's fighting out. Crossing.
Bang across again. Cross right
Yeah,
here.
looking.
Across. Shoot across. 130.
Behind you right here.
Like, shoot them.
Kill him?
55.
I got scan again.
No back.
Okay.
Where's 9 pop?
Is that a solo?
Go try and kill him.
I'm looking at his ledge. The guy standing here, Jen.
Okay, coming.
Careful, the team is walking up, or they might try to climb.
Which guy?
Zipline over there.
They're like down here still. They're running back to them.
Defend
It's
there.
DSG. They're running. Yeah, there's so many teams there. Why don't you give me evac?
Yeah, I jumped. Find me.
They're fighting over here,
Look,
bro.
boys, yeah. Wait, did you drop it, Jen? I didn't get it.
Yeah, I jumped here.
I didn't get it. Just give me
Okay,
Sax TP heals.
Here. Take it over
Let's
there.
go for kill still.
Yeah, but we have to worry about
Can I
rotate a lot
come
because
with
it's
you?
so far.
Yeah, just let me know to bring me back.
Come on, look with your ears.
Let's explore
So
this
far.
way.
I'm looking right side. They're here. Shoot him,
What's the one? Okay, it's fine.
Oh, you think, Jen?
No, they're not. I'm just shooting him.
Cross him.
Come back. He's getting shot in the back. They don't know I'm dead. We play for res. He died. Yeah, come back. Res him.
I got him.
Alright, yeah, get him up.
That was really bad timing, Funk, sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Watch out
Wait,
for the
he's
high
not-
drop
he's not-
behind us, guys.
They wiped it. I only have 40 energy.
Phoenix thing safely in this corner. We need to hold this corner. We need barrels here.
Barrels.
Yeah. One barrel, one
Alright,
Phoenix
get
gonna get
Nate.
back
Sir,
up.
you need to go back to our heady. You need to go back. Go back.
You're good now.
I need ammo badly, sweet. I'm at 40.
I know. That's why I was trying to make a fucking
Alright, 2
play.
seconds. I know, but I'm cracked.
We're only in the boxes.
Might be something good this way.
But barely
Fuck
fucking
the guy.
in.
Legends was out here.
Yeah, we didn't get that.
Everyone's evacuated.
Let's
They're
explore.
there. We just focus this and the back.
Okay, yeah.
Something clear the back.
I'm watching back. You
Yeah,
guys
okay.
focus that.
Looking. We can
Tell me
beam
someone's
up
coming.
back.
Yeah.
They're getting there.
Ready,
They're
ready.
fucking slam.
I'm ready.
Flying in right here. Flying right here.
I got 50 back. Quick, first guy.
Put him watch him.
This side.
Enemy
Watch
landed
our
on
back.
me.
Nice, yeah.
Look, this.
First. He's right
He's
here.
back on rest.
Behind our
Okay.
Bang on.
Okay, hang on. No, AP? No, evac. I'm saving.
We should let them go.
They're running, they're taking it back. This rock right here.
They need to reset me. It's like,
They're gonna moving.
free kills.
Dead. I'm the heavy.
I think that's solo will do it. Look,
Okay.
solo.
He's moving. I got spiked. Okay, I'm coming.
He's dying.
Are you done?
I jumped.
So you can get back up.
You can't go back up. You have to
Make
evac.
Solo, everybody's ready. 3, 2, 1.
You have to evac.
No, go climb.
Okay, keep on. Yeah, we go again.
You can cross me.
I'm spiked.
He's heavy.
No heavy.
Careful, we can get rats here.
Are we safe anywhere?
Yes. On the rocks. Full safe.
Okay, alright, 6 heavy.
I have 48 here. I'm giving you guys my bullets. There, take my fucking bullets. Farm it.
We can cross now. In front, this team.
Okay. I have bang on you, by the way, sir.
This team, shoot. Are you ready?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Ball on us. Right, swing. I think we do.
Okay.
No.
We just walked across.
Like, the tunnel?
Yeah.
They don't know.
I was hitting it.
I can see all of them. We can see all of them. What the? I don't know if you have to.
Bang on third. I can't see.
Coming. Wait.
I went too far.
Algs.
I didn't hit him. Hang on.
What are we doing? Fuck! What are we fucking doing, man? Seriously. Yeah. They're picking it. Dropping. Team look up. Show. Look our left. Team on team. They have to walk up. Oh, they don't. Can they scale this? I'm scanning it. Yeah, they can. Sweet, watch your back. No, I'm fine. They can shoot you from here. Full 3 men right here. Okay. I don't think they can. We have God spot. Yeah, we're chilling here. Okay, yeah, we just need to hold our low grounds here. I'm popping an ult stuff for Bengal. Yeah. They might swing us here. Fuck. You need it for Houndle. I have Hound. Just keep it. Huge. Any other ult cells, guys? Give me your helmet. No. I will after. No, I need my fucking Bengal. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. Okay, our focus is killing this team behind us, by the way, guys. Okay? Yeah. Do we have verts for this high team or no? No nades. Okay. Sweet, am I using Costicle on the west team if they walk up? Yes, you're using Costicle early. We're playing to kill these kids behind us, and then we can win the game low ground, okay? I'm gonna pop Hound for it, too. We're just gonna shit on them. I have a wing. They're gonna be I don't think they can scale this like you think. I think they have to go around a side, okay? Let me know, slow here. Let me know when you want me to scale this. Play super group. No, Funk. I know. When to fucking scale from this point forward. Alright. That's bad. Can we break this? I'm gonna scan. Yeah. They're not taking it. We're good. No, but they might to the height. Hey guys, listen to me right here. Oh, give me a helmet. Listen, red ping right here. They are walked out. You can get fucking shredded by that. Do not get. You're safe on me. I know. Be careful. How much energy? I'm on 60. 50. Take Slayer. I have a wing. Just take it. Bet. Take more. Fuck it, Sweet. I have a wing. Yo, bottom low. These guys are gonna have to go. They're nading them. They're gonna have to go bottom right here soon, guys. Play on me. Save on me. Save on me. Come to me. Get ready to kill these kids bottom left when they walk below this, okay? I won't peek over. Save on me again. I have my ult 3 and then I'm dropping you my gold helmet. 1 second, Bump. I'm popping out. Grab my ult. Grab my helmet below you. Grab it. I'm looking left. Look right. Call if I should bang ult. Look right. I think they're bottom left of us, guys. They're hard fight on the right. Can you stand low ground? Bottom left. I'm batting. You need to peek them with ult. They're down. Chill. Play for these kills, Funk. I'm stroking you. Play for these kills. Blue crate. It's about to be last team. Behind the rock. Scan the ball. Can we focus the last team, please? Not the solo. Everybody focus for last fight of the game. Get every barrel where they're in. Last team. Stay healthy here. Do not let them fucking chill. They can't really peek over here, guys. They're gonna have to get this angle. I scan one. When they jump, I'm gonna scan, okay? 40 on bank. When they jump, I'm gonna scan. Okay. Break the barrels. Keep breaking barrels. I'm holding. I'm gonna scan. They have Bengal. Terrible Bengal. He burnt a Costicle. No, I think they're gonna have to drop Sweet. Okay, no. Chill. You're right. I think you need to climb up. Drop it here. They're swinging. Hold on. Shit on. Last one. Shit on.
Ooh!
Go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's fucking go.
Good shit. Good job,
Slayer.
Babe. Great job.
Let's fucking go, baby.
Big
shit.
game, boys. Big game.
Elevated LG to second place overall. As the odds were against them, they are here to show up in this finals lobby.
Intense end zone there from LG. 10 kills to their name. A smile comes out from Sweet. It really felt like that game was in SSG's hands. I can't lie, Vicky. The drop down. One of the big reasons we're seeing Havoc so much right now is because of how much damage per mag it has. You saw the drop down. We've got one clip and still half a mag going into the second member of LG. At that point, the fight should have been over. But it seemed like LG, instead of coming at them from the other side, they try and fight it from the zone, the surprise attack. It worked for one, but they started taking too much zone damage, and then it was just an incredible turnaround.
Hand in hand with LG also having that Nox grenade gas ready to go for that final circle, some extra pressure for them to work with here. A team going into this final lobby with 0 advanced points, now elevating themselves after 3 games alone. Huge plays here for Luminosity. But after those 3 games here, Genome, I want to see what the desk has to say, because there's a lot to break down after those games.
sure many fans in the building, fans watching at home are saying it's about time. Luminosity Gaming, Slayer, Funk, and of course, Sweet Dreams grab the win over SSG and catapult themselves into the top of the leaderboards. What a moment that was, and what a story it would be for those watching at home. LG's run through the elimination bracket, if they were to win, they would be the first team to win a match point finals and take home a trophy from the elimination bracket. It has never been done in Apex Esports before, Lauren, and that's a great sign for LG fans across the world.
Yeah, and we were just talking about it when we were watching those final moments there, Rain. We've been waiting for LG to kind of wake up. We know the types of performances that they can have, and that was a fight where they showed why they're now in our match point finals, and they always have.
And that's the thing, you know, when you look at it, Tiff, you have a player that we've highlighted so much in our content in our last year in Sweet Dreams, has the process of getting off of NRG, trying to reassemble that squad. Gildersons finds his place, and now he's trying to create a new legacy. And you know what, in a weird way, this may be the perfect fit for him and a perfect fresh start.
Yeah, I just want to say that I think Sweet, Slayer, and Funk are a really interesting team. Now, when you think about historical performances when it came to when this team was Sweet was under NRG, right? They had to approach the entire regular season last year and completely reassess their macro. And then you just have another roster swap. You implode. You take essentially the core part of that team away and leave the heart, which is the brains of the operation at this point for LG, and they pair it with two people who are inexperienced on land. This is their first time getting on this stage. And I honestly think that running through the elimination round 2 bracket and just barely scraping by allowed them to get more reps in. And it's of course no surprise to me that they're finally waking up here. They were in 15th place coming into map number 3, and now they're in the top 5.
Massive game, and that will tell in the results as well. As you bring them up on your screen, we could see that one big game can change the course of a tournament. LG with 10 kills and a first place finish, earning 12 points, will equal 22 total points in that one, bump themselves up from 15th all the way to, I think, near first place. SSG, nothing to slouch at though, and Fnatic, a big kill game, though not great placement, just out inside the top 10. One of our favorites to win it all. As we look at the back half of this dia as well, not everybody has a great game in game 3 as well. Our 10 through 20 teams, they'll have a chance to go back at it as we continue on World's Edge in game 4.
It is the reality of our first map swap. A lot of teams already had a lot of nerves coming into the day. You only get 2 games on Storm Point before being, for many of them, completely destabilized moving into World's Edge. Getting into a rhythm is arguably the hardest part of our match point finals because they happen so quickly. The pace of the, not games necessarily, but certainly the pace of the day is very high.
And if you're used to that pace as well, I think sometimes, to what you had said, Tiff, going through the elimination bracket helps you to keep the awareness of, like, everything is do or die. When you're in the winners, you know you have a second chance. When you're fighting for the winners, you know you're already in a good position in groups, so you're probably going to make it. But through the elimination bracket, you get to this point where you're like, if I don't do it now, I could be out. And that does help in a race to the finish match point finals.
It 100% does, and you're very spot on with what you were saying. I was speaking to a couple of the coaches prior coming into this, and I'll go ahead and shout it out right now. Alliance, during their run, they had to take a side and just say, guys, we're only a mere 7 points outside. Lock it in, let's do it. And now I'm looking at them on the bottom half of this leaderboard, and it's not over just yet. If there's one thing that we've learned when it comes to land, when it comes to match point finals, TSM did it in a back-to-back-to-back, which means nothing is out of the ordinary. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, but at the end of the day, I know fans, I know people watching at home. I mean, even us, I'm skeptical to think that it can happen again. We're waiting to be proven. You have to have a little bit of hope, a little bit of faith, and maybe not see, but still believe. We'll see if that happens for Alliance, sitting down with 5 points. Definitely going to have to pick it up. But as we take a look at our past 3 games, a lot of action went by and transpired. Glitter, game 1 got us off to the races.
Yeah, and this was a fun one to kind of kick everything off here because right out the bat, we did get a catastrophe between Elevate and 07 that kind of just devolved into more chaos with 2 R1C joining it. But then when we make our way all the way to the end, it was entirely within VP's hands. When we looked at that top down, they had the best position. They knew DZ was across the way. and Cloud9 had to push in out of the building, and I honestly thought maybe Cloud9 would suffer making that move in. They received zero punishment for it because at the same time they moved, DZ tried to wrap up and see if they could maybe annoy VP a little bit, maybe pick off a player before they had to deal with the potential third party that could have been Cloud9. It did not go the way of DZ. Virtus.pro was able to clear them out, and then honestly at that point, they were just able to slide down and clean up Cloud9. And to Cloud9's credit, they were also poking DZ in their sides as well. So DZ just ended up being sandwiched between these two squads. Not a whole lot that they could do about it, but this was a really strong performance from Virtus.pro to kick off the day.
You know, Chaotic Much, Saucer, Stay Naughty, great performance from Cloud9. I'm glad you mentioned them. They are showing up today as well. But game 2, it would be all about the teams that I think. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, you were going to take that one, Tiff. I think.
Yeah, I want to
Game 2.
talk
Walk us through Reject Winity here.
Immediately when I saw the majority of the happenings that occurred prior to this, a lot of our teams got caught into checkpoint. From the teams that made their way out of that and into Northpad, Reject Winity controlled a large majority of the space, specifically around this rock. And then you have the opposing teams that were over on the other side, TSM including one of them, they're just getting stuck with the ring at their back. Reject Winity asserted their dominance and walked into one of the most nicely cleaned up matches. TSM and Omid are just vying, trying to do whatever they can, playing for second, wrap up some KP, and Reject just had to clean it up.
And that's a beautiful thing because Reject Winity are one of our favorites. They're one of the teams we talked about, and they have certainly shown up today, one of the top contenders. But TF, game 3 would see the revival of LG.
That it certainly would, and really in a really fascinating turn of events, Rainday. This is the first time that we are seeing in the match point finals a team that is not in the same quadrant of the map, or rather that doesn't land in the same quadrant of the map, still win it all. LG, coming all the way from Fisher, had to make their way and contest against SSG, who we've already seen take games, or rather take really high placements when they're over by Climatizer. This was a good start for SSG. And honestly, the difference between an SSG win and an LG win here is absolutely mechanics. It's one of the most exciting parts of Apex Legends. You can set all the right things up in your play. Phony actually makes an excellent slide to open things up for the rest of his team to follow up and take out LG. But at the end of the day, Funk and Slayer are just able to clutch up in ways that you cannot always account for strategically.
And at the end of the day, a wingman in your hand is going to make it very, very easy to win some fights, especially close ones. So LG get the job done. SSG second place, though. They'll be happy with that. More games to come here in our match point finals. But guess what? More games to come in the ALGS. We might be ending Split 1 today, but right in front of us is the beginning of Split 2. It kicks off June 1st. So if you're excited about more ALGS action, trust me, Year 4 has a lot in store. Stay tuned. We'll get back at it after a nice little breather, a little rest, maybe some travel, maybe some time with family for all these players, and certainly us casters and talent as well. It's going to be a fun one. And Lauren, as always, these splits, they contain stories in themselves. They kind of set these benchmarks of the year as we look towards champs, obviously, to round us out.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a really fun split too, because you saw on the graphic there, Alter potentially coming in. Will that affect how the split 2 plays out? Will she end up being a new integral legend to those comps?
Well, speaking of stories in our league, there's also a lot of other people with stories in the venue today. I hear We the People is standing by.
Rain Day, thank you so much, Rain Day. So we are here. This is a special moment that we are going to share because I have a very special member of the community right here. All right, so Apex is more than a game. All right, it truly is a community. So for myself and the rest of the Apex community and the ALGS team, we want to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
What do you want to say to the crowd right now?
What'd you say?
What do you want to say to the crowd right now?
Oh, guys, listen, man. I'm so thankful for the platform that I have. You know, 5 years ago, I was so crazy. So crazy. 5 years ago, I was a personal trainer in New York City, and now we're here doing this. Still have a voice here for Championship Sunday. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart for changing my life. Thank you to my family for supporting me. But seriously, without you guys, I am nothing. So thank you so, so much. I love y'all, man. Love you so much.
So here's the thing. we are not the only ones that want to say happy birthday today. We have Mama Wig walking over with a birthday cake. Make a wish.
Oh. Thank y'all, man.
All right, well, guys, it isn't just one birthday that we are celebrating here as part of the ALGS community. We got another special guest across the way right there. Gaskin, take it away.
Not just one birthday, we also have another. It's also Mark Onset Hatcher's birthday today. So everyone, a big happy birthday to one of the greatest people in my life. Here's a party hat for you, Mark. And of course, a nice cake as well. And look at the top of that. Wow. It's a particularly interesting cake. Now, everyone, if you wouldn't mind doing it again, I know we've already sang it once, but maybe we can sing it to both of them together. Happy birthday, dear Aunt Craig. Happy birthday to you.
Wow.
And there we have it. And he will eat every single piece of that cake, as will I. Thank you so much, everyone. And wow, here we go. We've still got more matches of Apex Legends. Mark, sorry to do that to you. I know you hated every single moment of it.
It was great. Thank you, everybody. Happy birthday, Wig, as well. Amazing to share it with such an incredible person, but I think it's time for us to turn attention maybe back to business here, because we've got a lot of things to talk about. Dan, and of course, Match Point Finals is going to continue.
Yes, and we are starting to near match point for some of these squads as well. We're just teetering towards it. No big kind of massive games as of yet. No one really throwing themselves down. You wouldn't expect it to happen in a lobby like this. It's just teams getting a victory, a few kills alongside it. But are we now going to start to see those teams being consistent and find themselves on that 50-point total?
Yeah, I think it's a couple of teams starting to get within striking distance now, you would say. You're looking at the likes of Reject Winity, LG after that win, of course, in the last game. Serenity are kind of there or thereabouts as well, but it doesn't feel like, unless it's a big win for one of those teams, that we will find ourselves with one of those teams on match point. World's Edge is going to be where we go next. We're staying on World's Edge for this next game, and it's still an opportunity for any of the teams with a win, Dan, to put themselves in that little group that we've talked about.
Yeah, there are a lot of teams, or the majority of this lobby have found wins throughout the group stages or through the bracket stage. We still have a few teams who have yet to find a victory. Aurora, SSG, and of course we had Not Moist yet to get a victory. That changed for LG though. In that previous game, they got their first dub on the board, and what a one to get as well, really to change their fortunes going into this grand final. But can they make it more? Can they get another one, or at least get close to it with some points so they can get closer to that threshold?
Well, I think one thing to notice as well with the lobby and the way that it's gone, the win hasn't kind of catapulted a team in towards the match point potential, right? It hasn't put them towards that 50 points, where the rest of the lobby is kind of looking at it and going, oh, you know, we've got a long, long way to go. Everybody's been scrapping points. Nobody's really had a bad game, so to speak, across the few. There's been enough points picked up by the majority of our teams to know that if they get into a position to win a game, they will become part of that group that could well hit match point first. Well, the birthday celebrations will continue later, but we've got a lot more Apex Legends to get going in front of us. World's Edge, we continue with our match point finals.
Yeah, somehow we still saw the likes of 07 and Elevate eliminated first on World's Edge, despite the fact they weren't being contested. But now we are going to get to witness just more greatness. What an amazing couple of matches, few matches we've had so far. And it just has me scratching my head. The fact that we are still not at any teams on match point, how far will we go today? Or will this be the match where finally someone reaches that 50-point threshold? You can see LG dropping in 32 points at the moment. Reject Winity are on 36, so they're not far off.
One thing that's very important, I think, to note about that last performance that we saw from LG, and it's the unquantifiable thing that you're looking for in a team and you're looking for in a player, right? when it comes to those clutch moments, a 1v1, a 2v1, whatever it is, if you can find a way to win those moments, they can be the difference when it comes to those tournament-winning moments. And LG just showed that in that clutch moment, they found a little bit of magic. They were able to find the kills that they needed to survive and close that game out. Now, speaking of LG, speaking of zones, by the way, LG are going to be very happy with where we're going to find ourselves going here.
Yeah, as soon as LG hit that ring console, they're going to be rubbing their hands together because this is a zone where they're going to have a lot of priority to, but as are Reject Winity. And you can see they've had ring console information, so they're going to be able to move very quickly, depending on where they think this one is going to go. Legends Gaming down at Landslide, also going to be pretty delighted. But the fact that our top two teams here in Reject and LG, both with prior to zone, means that we may get one of them on match point if they can find a victory here.
It's an interesting zone, though. You're looking at it, right? And I think a lot of information is, of course, going to be garnered a little bit later on when we've seen that Zone 3 info. But you're kind of thinking, if it does pull towards Landslide, there's not the biggest amount of cover to play. There's not kind of stacked up POIs with different rooms and different buildings that you can get into early here and play for that long game. So when you're looking at zones, you're looking at what zone you would want prio for. This one's a little bit more difficult to judge how you approach it because of the lack of playable areas. So I'm kind of fascinated to see how the likes of Reject Winity, LG, Legends Gaming, who have good prio to this zone, actually approach things.
Yeah, how much studying have you been put into it? Where do you think this circle is going to be going? And how much do you trust your idea with their commitment to said practice and research? Fnatic are making their way through just behind Legends Gaming at the moment. So Legends, despite dropping it Landslide, they're not going to have to move too far. But the downside to dropping somewhere where the zone's going to be coming, you're going to get a lot of neighbors very soon. And they haven't been able to get up even to blues as of yet. So if someone was to drop nearby or push up, as Fnatic were previously, then they might find themselves in a difficult spot. But Fnatic have been able to get past them here into staging. And it looks like they're going to be happily residing there for now.
Well, a little bit of a battle happening outside of Monument right now, and shooting through the smoke is going to be Zach Mazer. It's going to be enough to force 07 to retreat, and understandably so. This is not a fight you want to take at this point with the extreme elevation difference between these two teams. Elevator have been quiet so far, I have to say, a little bit surprisingly, after what was a very impressive performance from them yesterday.
Well, I mean, the fact they're contested against 07, it's to be expected they're going to be a little bit more difficult on Storm Point, but here on World's Edge, it's a different story. 07 on the back foot slightly. Let's jump into a listen and see how they navigate this.
They want to fight. Look at ball floor. Swing out right, Dom. Swing out right. Wait. They close to me. I'm back. Scan. I'm with that feed. Two right side. Nasky, look where I'm playing. I'm going further around. Scan, what do you have? Scan. Scan in two. One above. They're close. Oh, look where they are. Yeah. Kill, bang. Drop the hover swap. Stop telling us, man.
Well, the story continues between these two teams, and Nasky is stretching all over those death boxes.
Every single time it's 07 versus Elevate, and 07 have had the upper hand several times now. But can they get to the late game is my question, because it's Kinatrope Gaming here to quickly ruin the party. Thankfully, they didn't ruin your birthday party yet on set. But sadly for 07, they now need to think about how they get out of this mess.
I mean, you can look back on this situation and think maybe we might have taken those 2 seconds to reset the fight, get our shields nice and charged up before we got third partied. So 07 can look back at that, and I have to say as well that my ears are still ringing from some of those noises that I just heard coming out of their mouths, but they're going to be a bit disappointed that they're finding themselves having to play this as a 2.
You can see Aurora, they're just going to be moving on the northern side. They would have heard these shots coming out from Kinatrope, but decided that they can actually get into a position maybe with the possibility of holding out teams here rather than forcing themselves into zone. Because if you do hear commotion in Monument, all you have to do is sit up on that hillside and you should be able to pick off the pieces of those who arrive a little bit later. Speaking of later, there's going to be a few teams who are still making their way through, TSM being one of them. They're going to be on the southern side of staging, just thinking about going through that vault. But it's such a dangerous push to make through vault, right? The ambushes we've seen historically through that tunnel time and time again.
Well, one thing they do have, of course, is Verholst on the core stick, so they'll be able to get some barrels down and slow down any potential fights that do take place here. And as they walk up to the vault tunnel, there's always that moment of like, okay, is there going to be anyone here? Are we going to catch some barrels ourselves, or are we going to be able to scan and make sure that nobody is running inside of it? We should be able to play that for the late game. It's an interesting one, right? We're looking at our map overhead right now, and it feels like a lot of teams aren't wanting to bank on what side of the zone it's going to go to. There's a lot of teams kind of festering in and around the edge of the zone at the moment. There's only kind of 2 or 3 in the center.
And this is why it could be important for a team like LG, who are on that western side. They're going to have ring console still at Lava Fisher, so they'll be able to get the information of Zone 3 once this round 1 closes in 20 seconds. They just need to kind of hold everyone back and not get pushed in the meantime, but they should be fine.
We might be able to see a little bit of a Mia on a Mia action right now as Alliance will be taking on Tirat's 1 controller who are trying to escape, but the Bangalore smoke should give them enough cover to do so. Alliance, again, a little bit of a slow start for them, but it's what we expect from Alliance in these finals. We see them have these slow starts and then start to pick up momentum historically as the game starts to roll through. And 2R1C, speaking of rolling through, they're rolling through the zone right now. Alliance, though, it's interesting to look at it, right? It just seems like it's always the same story. They will have one game, but it's always when they're chasing teams that have already got to match point.
Yeah, they need to find something a little bit sooner than they have historically so that they're not in that same position where suddenly the series is already won before they have the chance to get it done themselves. So circle-wise, again, this is why it's been difficult to predict. We're still going relatively central around the landslide area. TSM are just going to be outside of it. The train tracks in the middle is maybe going to be one of the more desirable positions that teams might go for. It's Serenity who hold that spot at the moment. But TSM will have the ability to push from the southeast here if they want. If they start to get pressured, they could go all the way back through staging. But you'd imagine at this point, there's going to be teams that could hold out at staging as well.
Well, VP were holding them out. It's a great job from our observer team to show you what's on the other side of the potential exit here for TSM. And you can see how difficult it is to get out of this vault tunnel late if you don't decide to make this rotation back to where you came from, like TSM look like they might be thinking about. Because you have to fight uphill, right? It's 2 exits. It's the tunnel exit, and then you've got the staircase to try and work around it. It's just a tough fight when someone is watching it, especially a team that's so talented like VPR.
16 of our teams are within this circle as Virtus.pro are starting to see more teams arrive. This one's through the train track tunnel. But we do have 3 teams, or maybe 4 teams actually, just outside. We've got Kinatrope and Alliance still making their way through. And 2R1C and Aurora way out in the middle of nowhere at the moment. They'll be the latest arrivals to the party as LG, our previous winners, up in 2nd place. Can you imagine if LG were able to find back-to-back victories here to get onto match point?
And one thing I've learned in the Apex Legends Global Series is anything is possible. And LG, what a story that would be. And they've still got a lot of work to do, of course, to even bring that up as an idea for now. But it's been a great start for them so far, as it has for Dark Zero. Maybe not the jet-setting heights that we saw from them yesterday, but consistency is something that I mentioned, right? They got
I want to spike your right too. I'll spike your right as well.
Okay. I'm gonna try to one-shot this fuck.
Alright, okay.
Where's the heck?
Wait, they are?
Yeah, they're on our height, bro.
What?
What's happening?
Okay. 10 minutes retarded, that's what happened. I just got rattled on. Why didn't you jump down? I didn't jump down, you showed me up height. Or I was on like I was on the pillar and he was just ratting there.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Can you guys help me figure out where to go? I think I just have to go to Monument side.
You can't go that. You could creep in like bottom staging or something.
Yeah, you have to go staging side. You can't go Monument, bro. You just have to rat.
Okay.
Like, go bottom staging, and that's it. Like, you can't do anything else. There was a team that flew in bottom staging. And then hop up. Kind of have to hit them. 4-2. Fucking hell. You set 3.
I jumped in the gemma.
And I'm gonna charge it again on the fine spam lights.
I dropped a stack down here, I think. I'm gonna get myself. Yeah, pick them up over here.
I have 11. I didn't grab. I did.
Okay. Alright, looking pretty rough.
Away, so I have to put the side. How about I can't miss the side.
Wait, white
Team
armor
again?
side of them is really good.
Drop me evac.
You want to come mess with him again?
I'm gonna scan them see if they're there. Wait for next scan and we just fight them. Yeah, we're gonna need to fight them.
This team's looking at me. Do you want to come?
My team is still there. Hey, ulted!
Someone's been there.
I ulted. Sure. I ulted. One ulted.
Okay. We gotta watch the team.
They're fighting someone else. They're fighting Kara now.
Okay, I'm dropping down. I'm fighting now. Got a big.
I got it.
Okay.
Coming.
Throw the trap.
Are they in the car?
I don't know.
They're in the car, break too. Right.
I'm on that to the corner.
Vision.
Okay.
It's okay.
We peek.
I think. I'm picking. Yeah, I'm picking left.
So
It's all you guys. Okay, I'm good for now.
It's bad. Fire right again. Batty.
Okay.
They're still there. They're
Cars running outside.
Target spotted. Never.
Look. To where? I have to. Right there. Yeah, let me go.
They're inside the car still.
I suspect that way.
Watch it. Okay, one card, I think. Are they in the thing?
Yes, they're in there. Yes, they're 3 men.
I'm gonna get Pinsy. Okay, we're back team card. We're just taking right side vision post. We do have space. We do have a bit of space. We're okay.
A bit of heavy throws.
Make it 0. Don't pick up the scissor again. Vision keeps higher.
I'm seeing card though.
Alright, listen, we're gonna charge Cincy and try to fucking hit one. If we hit it.
100 and car.
Wait, find him, man.
Yeah.
I fucked up on you. I fucked it right. Yeah, I fucked it right. I already used my...
You're good back there.
I'm not smoke.
They could be monkeying right now.
Right still there. Not big.
That's my 10 seconds.
He's in handle, pick him window.
Fighting a landslide.
Careful, he's in handle, pick him window.
I'm finished. He's on the doorway.
Hey, blue!
Phoenix thing, 5 seconds.
If I Costco right there, he might hit him.
One there. Grab. Oh my god.
I fucked 672. I have one. Just one.
There's cells of Phoenix.
No, I have one
I
smoke.
have 4 cells.
Fighting.
For all the crack, we need to select them.
Yeah, I have one smoke heavy.
Can you give flights or no?
What?
Heavy.
Well,
No,
team my time is waiting for us. I don't see them anymore. They're still right there. Like, they're just waiting for us.
And our only play is to like get this team pinched.
Yes,
like,
I
play
know.
with crates.
We try to look for now, but I'm just getting shot permanently.
Yeah.
It's a fucking duo in there, just fucking really.
I mean, I want to throw Costco on the side, it'll tick them. Hey!
I tell you, I'm good.
Wow. Can't take damage like that.
I'm supposed to be batting.
I won't get all back. Oh, when we fight them.
I'm not bad. So fucking stupid.
We can kind of go left.
Okay, you want to?
I have to save my smoke then.
Well, it's gonna be a fucking inch-fest.
They're in that crate
Did
there.
they just die left? We'll just die left. What did he did? This guy
Yeah, I think going towards landside's better.
Watching over there.
You like walk this way for free.
I have to bang off this team, no?
Yeah, I'm gonna move ledge first.
I spiked them.
I have 0, I need solve.
You want to bang off them too?
Getting? I need solve.
Okay, jump.
Wait a camp.
You want to bang off?
Wait a bit.
Okay, Caravan can definitely still walk up on us, right? We have
Yeah,
to be really careful.
bang off boards, something, anything.
Okay. Bang off thing now, bang off thing. There's a team like right next to us.
Caravan 15, Caravan has a lot of space.
With a rock together, so scanning.
Yeah, he's in front of us.
Oh yeah.
They scan.
We're okay.
That's not one. That's a crack. Big thing. A big crack.
All field. Come on, don't listen.
Wait.
Yeah, jump.
We're not even going.
Cow, it's a good gun.
Okay, I'll spike for you. I'll spike for you.
Let's keep landslide, look again.
Yeah, looking. I'm picking over.
They're all here.
I'm picking. Quick.
Full team charge. Sure, okay.
I spike.
Hold for me.
Let's swap for you.
Yeah,
They're fighting for me. What's that one day?
I can't find me over.
Scanning. Look.
Bang low.
One, please.
I'm healing.
We both have to heal. We both have to heal.
Okay, I was something.
We're okay.
I was something.
Reset, we're okay?
I did, yeah, good.
So standing close. Wait, I'm going right. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm making care back. Zero care back.
No, I don't have one.
I'll drop you one here.
I'm just for injury for now.
I need a
for double.
It's over and enemy.
I jumped here.
On the spot.
40 on me.
I'm okay. We good? Can you come this way close to it? Can we come this way close to it?
Let me get there first.
Wait, it's easy.
I'm in front of me.
We're gonna get wrapped there. We're gonna get wrapped. They're looking to wrap. You need help.
Okay.
Selling?
You're fine.
Anyone need meds?
I need that bad to make it. That's about it.
Here? We're on zone
They're
at all.
just holding that spot.
Look at scan.
That bank.
We have to do something. Like play for that rock, yes? Kill the right side.
Right side, okay.
Alright, single bat. Or left side, show. Ready? Can we try and move over here, Jen?
Okay, Manny, okay.
Coming to you guys.
I'm holding it.
No. We gotta walk in. Smoking truck. We need to push truck.
Yeah,
I am.
I'm taking the place.
Wait in there. I know who's there. We can look right side though. It's right there. Here. Do it.
Bang. What?
They killed one.
On the right. Look right. They're here.
Look right.
What
Go
are
right. Top left again.
We're in. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, I'm not smoking. Batting. Last side.
I'm dying on the cross. Keep it, Jen. Close to the zone. Over there. The solo's right below.
No bad, boys.
Drag it through more. It's solo. Oh, man, scan. Wait. 1 second. Look, heal.
I have no
He's right here.
console.
Right here. Oh, no, he's
He ran.
You can shoot him.
I need heals. I'm not bad.
Here, I'm dropping yourselves. I have no bats either.
Did you manage? Do we go back left?
I'm double smoked.
No, we don't have to. It's a solo, isn't it? Oh. Where's the team? Hey, Logan? Peek high, guys. Peek high. We need to
I'm
get
trying to fuck him down.
Do you ult at all?
No, I'm not. I'm not skull. Yes, I'm not skull. It's really good for them too. I can like throw it on their fucking boss and they're fucked, bro. Look where they're at.
I guess I'm close up on them.
They're kind of fucking crap.
33.
The other team's low ground. So, okay.
It's just a Watson, no?
Is it? Alright,
We get to here, we're okay.
We're in zone fucking after them though. Like they're in zone longer.
I think I fucking
the
closed
house
the boss and we ran right by
Hang on. You want to spike on
If we can get to the ledge, yes. But if we can get to the ledge,
If I cost
They're bang on
I can get there.
They're bang on to.
Can we go now? Can we go now?
I
Can we go now?
Good fucking shit, Jen. Good fucking shit, baby. Come on. Holy fuck, man. Good job. Jesus.
Was no one listening to me when I'm saying screaming have to get second?
I couldn't. Good fucking shit, Jen. Good fucking shit, baby. Holy fuck, man. Good job. Jesus.
Was no one listening?
I'd love to go back and watch the VOD for the moment that they took that position away from Serenity. That's the game-winning moment for them, right? They were helped so much by Effect. We know that. We saw it. Dark Zero tried to slide in and take Effect down without taking too much damage, but Effect too good in that situation not to take one down with him. Almost took the entire team down with him at one point thanks to a little bit of help. And then they were able to convert in those final moments as well. But looking at the overalls now, looking at the scores, we are in a position where you're looking at maybe the top 10 teams, if any one of those, maybe a little bit higher, top 8, top 6. If they win this next game, there's a real chance we see someone hitting match point.
Yeah, the top 7 teams on 30 points at the moment. We can look at the match 4 results, not moist. 21 points on the board. to send them hurtling up the leaderboards. They're now only 10 points away from match point, but it's Dark Zero's consistency for me. They are still finding themselves in those end games time and time again.
Elsewhere, you see the kills for Alliance to the end. How important is that performance from Effect, right? Just not just staying alive, but also Alliance picking up the kill points. We see them took down, they took down TSM in that vault tunnel as well. LG, again, not a game they'll be too disappointed with. Some decent placements and a couple of KP as well.
Yeah, it still pushes them even closer to the 50-point threshold. Aurora, 6 kills on the board. Fnatic, 7 kills on the board. A lot of these teams had to play for kills in that circle, and you can really see that by the score totals on our screen. As we look at the second half, though, it was a little bit more miserable for other squads. 07 got the better of Elevate yet again, but sadly, just as they had their come down from the high, they got attacked, and they got third-partied in the end. TSM not putting a point on the board. Cloud9 only 2. It's going to be a struggle for some of these teams that are starting to drift away from the chasing pack now, especially when you consider that a lot of these squads had those bonus points to start.
A bit of a quiet one for the likes of Omit as well. They've had some pretty good games so far. Serenity, I think, will be the most frustrated in that game as well. They had that great position on the tracks, but weren't able to hold it. Usually there's one fight that takes place that decides who's going to have Godspot in towards that end game, and having held it for quite, the majority of that game, to lose it in those final moments to Not Moist, you look back at those games, you're like, one fight, couple of bullets could have been the difference between us being the ones who are called champions.
Yeah, circles like that, very difficult to navigate. Also, shout out the cosplay at this event is incredible. Everyone turning up and everyone looking fantastic in the crowds. They just seem to get better and better, these ALGS events, and this is the biggest crowd we've seen. So respect to everyone making their way down here on Sunday here in Los Angeles. Now, series results. I mentioned that Dark Zero only 6 points away from match point now. This is where we get to the business end of this tournament.
44 points for Dark Zero within striking distance, and their point average, you would imagine, if they have an average game in the next game, they might be the first team to hit match point. But the same could be said for the 3 or 4, 5 even teams which are following. Fnatic, 35 points down in 5th. Within striking distance, 15 points, very achievable without a win.
A key takeaway for me is Dark Zero's consistency across both maps throughout this tournament. They are pretty much a 50-50 split, regardless of whether it's World's Edge, regardless of whether it's Storm Point. So they don't really have a bad map, right? I would expect them to find themselves on match point after this next match that we see. Teams struggling a little bit. Obviously have to point out the fact Elevate have yet to put a point on the board. Contested on Storm Point though, and have 07 on the rotation in World's Edge, so it's been a little bit of a difficult time for them.
Interesting stat line there from 07 as well. 0 placement points, but 11 points overall, 10 of them from kills. Not quite sure that adds up if my maths is incorrect. But
not quite.
Not quite. Hey, my maths is never good, but even I got that one. But Disguised as well, a little bit quiet from there. But Alliance, this is the kind of game you look back on if you're Alliance, right? And you're like, how important was that game in the big context of hitting match point? Because that could have been a game where the Alliance and Effect fall a little bit earlier than expected, maybe take a fight, a little bit of frustration comes through, but surviving and living in those moments and getting into that top 3, top 2 with a few extra KP can make all the difference. Well, one thing that makes all the difference, if you're gaming, you're sat at home right now, is a beautiful piece of Herman Miller wear. And if you're liking, if you're one of those people who likes to take care of your lower back, well, so do I. I've already talked to you about this. You should do it. Big shout out to our sponsor, Herman Miller, the official chair partner of the Apex Legends Global Series. If you pay close attention, you'll see the newest Phantom colorways that our ALGS coaches are using this weekend. And in celebration of the Split 1 playoffs, all Herman Miller gaming products are 20% off right now through May 16th.
If you want one, now is the best opportunity to grab one. And yeah, as I said, he has stood ever taller since he has sat in one of those chairs.
Lovely stuff. All right, well, we've got to jump into a quick break now. Match point will continue here in LA. The question is, will one team cross that threshold when we get back?
Effect's doing the damage, and Effect might just be pushing Alliance all the way here, but it doesn't matter. So, Hero, what's the plan? Let's do some shopping.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
ready for another round?
Herman Miller, the official chair partner of the Apex Legends Global Series.
Alienware, the official PC and monitor partner of the Apex Legends Global Series.
Welcome back to LA, everybody. Welcome back to the Galen Center. And if you are just joining us, but it's a perfect time to do so. The match point finals are starting to heat up, and we are in the wonderful piece of our tournament now where one team you feel might be the first to hit match point.
Yeah, I said it's business end of the tournament for a reason, right? We're going to start to see those teams getting onto match point and making the rest of the lobby extremely nervous because it could be the last game they play when it does get to that scenario. However, still no team on match point right now, so that's still good news for those who are in the chasing pack. You have got time to catch up.
Well, you can see what they're playing for right now. It's not just the money, there's that trophy as well, as we can see the faces of every single player from every single team on that main stage, locking in and getting ready to change maps as well over to Stormpoint again.
I'm rolling my sleeves up as well. I feel like I have to now. I'm trying to get just as locked in as these players are. And I was mentioning, you know, the teams that have found victories, the teams that haven't found victories.
I just started doing it as well, I don't know why.
Yeah, I know, it just makes me feel like I'm going to commentate better as well. As we get closer towards match point and once we start seeing teams reach match point, I can start talking about how often these teams found victories throughout this tournament, throughout the entire regular season, and that's when those numbers really begin to count. Which teams are not going to crumble under that pressure? Which teams are used to finding victories when they need them?
Back to Stormpoint then for match number 5. Just as people start to get comfortable, once again we pull the rug out and we switch that map up. Just a reminder of our standings. Dark Zero needs 6 points to hit match point. In behind them, Rejectability, they need 9, not Moist, just behind them, they need 10. LG 12, Fnatic 15. So everybody in that top 5 within striking distance, and just behind them, you have the chasing pack who aren't too far away as well.
Well, round 3 and ring the bell. It's Elevate versus 07, but it's not just been Stormpoint. They were fighting on World's Edge as well. Elevate yet to get a kill on the board.
Lasky looking to fly in. They've had to use the Radiant transfer early though. Gravelift is going to be used as well to try and get up to that hype, and nobody's going to be able to take it. So early damage exchange is going to go the way of V8, but like you say, no knocks whatsoever. What a thermite that one is.
Big thermite, that's going to be a lot of ticks, and it might just encourage a drop down, and here comes said drop down, but now Nasky from behind. It's a 1-for-1 trade.
Manages to close that door as well. It's a 1-for-1, but oh, the last player is alive. And Nax winning again. Elevate Gaming. Well, they can't celebrate too long, 07, because Aurora and a smirking Hardeki ruin everyone's fun but their own.
Classic Aurora. I heard a few boos there as well. That's.
Do you want to hear something even crazier, by the way? Yes. Aurora have split drop.
Yeah, that
is Hardeki on his own, who has come in and third party that. That's why he's laughing.
It's actually genius from Aurora, recognizing that there has been a contest going down that has been elongated at times, and KP is available, so the rest of Aurora dropping down towards Cenote. We just get one lone member of Aurora at Cito Station. Brilliant. I love it. This is exactly what Battle Royals are all about, right? Recognizing where the patterns are. As the downside, Dark Zero's rotation might just catch out Aurora.
Yeah, wait, I was going to say, wait a minute though, because Dark Zero might not know and might kind of split them in half here and just look for their rotate before anything else. So we see the zone on your screen. We are going to the north here.
Dark Zero are moving down, by the way, because they don't have any information on zone right now. They didn't have a RIP console to work with, so they're trying to get to this survey beacon just so they can get any sort of info on where people are going to be going.
And the good news for both Aurora fans and Dark Zero fans is that nobody really took any casualties in that little contest that we see going down. So everybody will be safe apart from 07 and E8. And I've got to say, one thing I've really enjoyed about how Aurora have approached things, they're not really willing to know, they're not playing the gentleman's game here. They are looking for the best way to get points. They are being so efficient, and they aren't afraid. We saw them hot dropping on people in groups, right? Split drop in, seeing someone drop, they're 3-man them. Any way they can get points, Aurora are using it to their advantage, and I just think that's brilliant.
There's no rules that state you can't just drop somewhere else and ruin someone else's game, and as you mentioned, it's been happening all tournament long, and they, I guess, are becoming the villains of the lobby, and
points are points.
I'm okay with it because I want to see more of it, to be honest. Now, Aurora, they will be rotating later on, so instead we can start to focus on the teams that have actually found themselves to more of the ideal positions. So we've got Omit here, can reside on this rock for quite a while, but there are a few teams around. Reject, Winity, and Serenity are the other two teams. Now, Serenity were in this position last game. They were in one of the better spots. Sadly, they lost out to Not Moist, who went on to win. So Serenity will know they need to be holding these spots a little bit better in this game.
Well, Serenity, like you say, they have one of the great spots. RC inside of the armory, but those broken armories, I always talk about it. It's such a different position that it